In the red corner, representing Ireland, Aidan Walsh.
So here comes Aidan Walsh, 24 years of age, silver medalist in the 2018 Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast, preparing for his second bout here in this European Road to Tokyo event. Well, he was born in March 1997, so to my thinking, Alex, that makes him 24.
Wahid Hambli.
The graphic suggesting that he's 23. He was when this tournament got underway in London last year. But of course, we are a year on. His opponent is Wahid Hambli from France. Road to Tokyo event, having won on a unanimous points decision verdict over Patriot Barami of Kosovo in the first preliminary round.
Republic of Korea, Tunisia, and Sri Lanka.
So Jeffrey Verhoeven of Canada is the referee. Both of these men experienced operators on the international stage. Wahid Hambli, 30 years of age.
Let's get ready for bout 158 with men's split.
We have judges from the United States of America, Jordan, Korea, Tunisia and Sri Lanka scoring this one. So we're underway then. This contest between men from Ireland and France. The taller figure, wearing red, is Aidan Walsh from Belfast, part of a fighting family because his sister Michaela Walsh also represents the national team. Very accomplished boxer as well. Wahid Hambli comes to the ring as an experienced operator. Both of these men share an identical ranking, incidentally, both ranked equal number 48 in the world. But Aidan Walsh, despite being considerably younger than Hambli, has garnered far more international successes, most notably that Commonwealth Games silver medal in the Gold Coast in 2018. He took the youth title in the Commonwealth Games back in 2015. A depth switch hitter, as you're seeing, operating as a port sider now.
Yeah.
And looking to turn those attributes of height, length and reach into an asset by keeping Hambli at bay, the more compact boxer in blue, looking to get inside behind quick feet.
Yep, lands a nice right hand there, Hambli. Got a wealth of experience as well. I've seen Walsh on a few occasions as well, always impressed me. Does like to switch. In fact, I've never seen him box and he's not switched. He switches in every bout I've ever seen, and he does it quite efficiently and effectively as well. Not something I like to see too much of at the start of a contest. You know, it's certainly not something that I think you can do tactically without realising that one way is better than the other. So I think start out a certain way. Things are working quite well for you. Change it up.
So Hambli bobbing and weaving in front of his man, just backing up in anticipation of the straight shot that was coming. Eventually, Walsh did score with a straight right hand to the body. Look at that. 3 feather-light jabs between the high-held hands of the man in blue, followed by a strong right cross. Beautiful punch picking from Walsh.
Yeah, it was quite nice to look at that, wasn't it? He switches again. That might suit Hambli more. Walsh, in my opinion, being in the southpaw stance. Hambli with his pretty solidly set feet will try and let right hands and left hooks go. I think Walsh far better in the orthodox stance.
Because look at how disruptive that left jab is being. He's just flicking it out.
And he moves with it, Ron. Rather, when he turns southpaw, he's quite static, quite stationary. Doesn't look as comfortable. Just giving Hambli more of a chance to get into this here, but certainly a good start from Walsh.
Particularly as an orthodox boxer, because whether that left jab is scoring or not, it is keeping the man in blue occupied. Nice single shot landed on the bell from Aidan Walsh. Very good round of boxing indeed. So some of the action from that first 3 minutes.
See Hambley just stepping back out of range there. There's that lovely little flicky combination. Just blinding the eyes of Hambley with that jab, keeping him guessing, wondering what's next before he dropped that right hand right through, as you said, right through the centre of the guard.
And Walsh, well, it's a 4-1 split. Judge A, Judge 1 preferring the work of Hambli. Walsh can perhaps consider himself a little bit unfortunate there not to have taken it for all 5 judges. Make no mistake, this man knows what he's doing and was in the contest, but I don't think he did enough to win the contest. Such was the effectiveness of Walsh's lead hand.
Yeah, it really was. It was acting as a almost like a blinding tool to get that right hand in at the back of that, and we wonder if we'll see a little bit more of that this round, Ron.
Well, he's setting his feet a little bit more now in the opening 15 seconds of this second round is Walsh, and looking to get some more leverage onto his punches. Hambli will be aware of the context of the contest after 3 minutes, and so he looking to get on the front foot and close the gap against his man. Untidy tangle on the inside. Hambli not taking the opportunity to work away, and you would suspect, given the statures of the two men, as Walsh scores with a nice right hand, that he's more ideally built for work on the inside, but he's not taking the opportunity, Alex. But then he did score with a right hand before the two boxers parted.
Yep, a good right hand to the body as well. You do well to try catch Walsh on the switch. Again, still not looking very comfortable. Walsh, when he turns lefty, when he turns southpaw, he looks far more comfortable in the orthodox stance. Wants to keep this long, good right hand as Hambli sort of ambles forward. He's got relatively slow feet, so Walsh can capitalise on that by prodding with that left jab, dropping in the right hand and moving off straight away rather than hanging around waiting on Hambli to come back with something. This is where Hambli wants to be, Ron, right here in a trade-off. Yep.
Been having some success with bent-on punches at mid and short range. Walsh looking to re-establish his straight punches, did so there, and again behind that double left jab, intelligently ties his man up. Hambli desperately trying to get his hands free, and then bangs away to the body and head, but the right hand straying around the rear of Walsh's head, and that's a beautiful counter right hand. Speared it downwards, did Walsh, before spinning off in a clockwise fashion.
Yep, he anticipated Hambli's left hook there quite easily. Decided to just step over to the right and drop a right hand through. It takes some great timing there. Great punch picking from Walsh. I wouldn't go as far as saying he's looking very comfortable yet, and he's in maximum control, but he certainly is the boxer here with the edge, Ron, in my opinion.
So final 30 seconds of this round. There's a good right hand over the top from Hambli, just keeping Walsh honest. Likes to box behind a low-held guard, but he's got to keep his reflexes as sharp as they were at the beginning of this bout to avoid running into punches like that. Single shot success again from Hambli, but it was countered by Walsh. Yep. Walsh looking to use that backhand and not set it up with the jab. Trading
off right hands there, is just waiting to try and time Hambli coming in so he can drop the right hand over. Maybe a little bit of a closer round there.
Hambli came out aggressively right from the bell and was able to maintain his pressure over the course of the 3 minutes. Far more exchanges evident during the course of that second round.
Yeah, well, Walsh not really getting them off there in that repeat run like we'd seen through it. There's that good right hand when he timed Hambli's left hook. He just chose to step across. There he's picking that good, well-timed right hand. He's much more effective when Hambli's coming onto him, Ron. There's almost identical to the round before.
It is indeed identical, so Judge 1 clearly preferring the front foot work of Hambli. Judges 2 through 5 preferring the work of Walsh, but a very competitive second 3 minutes. Make no mistake. So as we go into the third and final round, the boxer wearing red, Aidan Walsh, the 2019 Irish national champion at 69 kilograms, has taken the first 2 rounds for judges 2, 3, 4 and 5 Wahid Hambli has taken the first 2 rounds for Judge 1. And again, he really is trying to increase his work rate here. But he's short of the mark. Can he sustain or double up those attacks, Alex? Is he trying to pin down the fleet-footed Walsh?
Yeah, but one shot's not enough, Ron. He has to double and treble the shots until he gets his feet into range, and then try to let go with those hooks and uppercuts. He really has to throw everything at Walsh now. Otherwise, posturing like this and standing off is not going to get Hambley a spot in Tokyo, because he's trailing quite heavily here. So he really has to try and force the action, Ron, and let his hands go and go to work. Walsh is more than happy to play this role for the next minute and 50 seconds.
Yeah, time is not on Hambli's side here. And Walsh doing a good job using every inch of the boxing ring. You saw Hambli just hold his hands up. He was a feint, but he also looked like a sign of frustration to say, hold your feet and fight me. But Walsh has no interest in that because, again,
why should he?
He's put the contest in his favour.
He sure has. Made the better start.
And again, Hambli simply cannot afford to stand off like this, but then he's got to avoid running into punches if he comes forward. But he's got to attack in waves, surely, because at this type of distance, he's putting everything on landing a single knockout shot.
But landing one single knockout shot, he has to get there, and he's way out of range at the minute. Walsh using his feet to his advantage here. Difficult fellow to pin down at the best of times, but when he has it in his mind and you know that he's just going to move and escape and duck and dodge for a full round, it's going to be very difficult for Hambli to cut him off.
Again, just a few moments ago, you saw Hambli turn his palms upwards as if to say, come on, let's have it. But Walsh has got no interest in that whatsoever, boxing very intelligently indeed. And Hambli, the sands of time continuing to elapse, and his chances of going through to Tokyo 2020 receding by the second. And again, in this posture, it's not going to get it done.
Yeah, it certainly isn't, and going backwards is not going to help either, especially against a taller, rangier opponent.
Well, it's been a very good display in the third round from Aidan Walsh. He's completely neutralised the efforts of Wahid Hambli. Took the first 2 rounds for 4 of the 5 scoring judges, and then just kept himself out of harm's way, because remember, it's a long tournament. Top 6 will go through to Tokyo, but we will go all the way through until a champion is crowned, because the final positions in this tournament will have an effect and an impact on the seeding in Tokyo 2020. So Aidan Walsh managing that third and final round very effectively indeed.
Yeah, no, he certainly did, and he stayed out of harm's way, stayed out of trouble. He goes into the next contest fresh, which is tactically quite clever as well, Ron.
False results. The winner on points by split decision. In the red corner, representing Ireland, Aidan Walsh.
So there's confirmation of a split decision victory for Aidan Walsh. He prevails on points over Wahid Hambli, delighted over in that red corner, because in the first 2 rounds, Walsh set his stall out, good movement, good straight punch picking, and in the third and final round, he just nursed his way over the line by using all of the space of the boxing ring behind some savvy operation.
Yep, he certainly did. He done exactly what he had to do there, Ron, just to get through that unscathed and move on to the next contest. And tactically, he chose the right thing to do. He never got involved in a scrap with Hambli. He used his skills, he used his tactics, he used his height and his reach, and his much better foot movement to get through that contest there. And as you said, that was a pretty impressive performance by Aidan Walsh from Ireland there.
So, Judge 1 scoring all 3 rounds in favour of Hambli. Judges 2, 3, 4 and 5 scoring all 3 rounds in favour of Walsh, and he goes through to the quarter-final stage.